Yes, afternoon, everyone. We're back again for another edition of the best Spurs 11 of my lifetime. Today, we've got Phil Coys with us to give us his team. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, all good, lads. Good to be on the show. I think it's my debut, So, looking forward to getting into this.
Excellent, Phil. Excellent. Sheriff, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, all's good, mate. All's good. The weather's
ready to go for this Phil Super Special team?
Of course.
Yeah, it might surprise a few, but there might be some common picks in here as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We're looking forward to it. Sheriff, any chance you could bring the pitch up, sir?
It will be. Here we go. There you go.
There we go. So basically, Phil, your formation is sort of a 4-3-3 stroke 4-2-3-1, but that's what we're going with, yeah?
Yeah, happy with that, mate, yeah.
Okie dokie, brilliant stuff, Phil. So without further ado, I will ask you, who is the goalkeeper of your lifetime, Phil?
It was a pick between the two. Up and coming, it was sort of like Paul Robinson was one of them, and Hugo Lloris was probably the best of them two picks. So I'll go Lloris with that one. His kicking was obviously suspect towards the end and sort of in his career, but I think overall Lloris was the better keeper out of the two. And yeah, Paul Robinson, I thought he was quite a solid keeper, made some England caps as well. But I think Lloris is definitely the better pick out of them two.
Lloris didn't score for us though, did he?
No.
Unlike Paul Robinson.
Yeah. So Paul Robinson was, I thought he was a solid keeper. Do you know what I mean? Around that time, and I thought, he got England caps as well, and he was a solid keeper for me. But I think Lloris was at a better level, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I mean, World Cup winner, France captain, Tottenham captain as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's a great choice, Phil.
Yeah.
Very popular at the moment, but we will see how we get on as we carry on. We'll go on to your number two, Phil, your left back, please.
Left back, it had to be Danny Rose for me. The Danny Rose and obviously Kyle Walker partnership either side was for me the best fullbacks that we've had at the club in my lifetime anyway. And I think Danny Rose was solid. He was a solid left back, could go forward, could defend as well. And he was by far the better pick out of, like players such as Eric Edmond. Who else did we have? Lee Po Yu as well. We had left back. There was a couple of others as well, but I think Danny Rose obviously stands out for me, especially in that Poch team as well. Yeah. He was brilliant.
I think he deserves to go in there just for the goal against Arsenal.
Oh, what a goal. What a goal that was. Yeah. Debut goal. Couldn't be better. Yeah, I remember that vividly,
Yeah. Good choice, Phil.
Yeah.
We'll move on again, mate. To your left centre back, mate, your number three.
Well, this was an easy one for me. Jan Vertonghen. I think he was probably, him and Toby was probably the best centre-back partnership in the Premier League around that time for me. I don't think there was any better. I think both of them just clicked together. They played obviously in the same national team, and I think they struck up a good partnership at the back. Obviously, Ledley King I watched him quite a bit, but I watched Toby and Jan as a partnership. I thought they were class. They were class together.
Well, they were the best in Europe, weren't they? When they were with us, they were the whole defence in the Poch era was the best in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I thought they were the best in the Prem. I don't know about Europe, but in the Prem, I thought they just had that chemistry together. And I think I put King in there with Jan Vertonghen, but I was thinking about the actual partnership that them two had instead of just throwing King in there. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, Ledley King is a legend at the club. I obviously want to mention him as well, but I just thought as a partnership, them two were brilliant.
Okay, Phil, that's great. So we'll move on to your number 4. I mean, who is your right centre back? Going on from that.
Yeah, so I've mentioned him obviously in that segment. Then Toby Alderweireld. He's the way he played as a centre back is. I was a centre back when I played, and he reminded me of how I wanted to play. His style and his long balls as well over the top were brilliant. And he could pick someone out from 40, 50 yards. And his reading in the game was brilliant, just like Jan Vertonghen. So yeah, he was a no-brainer for me.
Okay, Phil. Yeah, that's brilliant. We shall move on to your right back, your number 5, mate, please.
Yeah, so I mentioned him with Danny Rose, obviously, and it's got to be Carl Walker for me. Stephen Carr will get a mention because I did see a little bit of him at the time. I liked his tenacity at right back. I thought he was a solid right back, but Ian Walker, Carl Walker, sorry, he had everything as a right back. He could play right wing back as well, obviously getting forward, but his pace as well, recovering, and his defending was brilliant. So yeah, he has to be right back for me.
Yeah. That's a fine back line you got there.
That whole defence had the best defensive record. Certainly the back 4, the tightest defence in Europe.
I'm sure, I'm sure that in one of those seasons that these 4 were playing together, we only conceded like 24 or 26 goals.
Yeah.
In one of those seasons, something like that.
The whole back 4 just got each other though, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? That the whole back 4 was just effective. Do you know what I mean? With Danny Rose and Walker being so good going forward, they could always track back. They had the energy to track back as well. Yeah. And obviously Vertonghen and Alderweireld, Lloris behind them, just had full confidence in them. So
all in their prime as well, all in their prime.
Yeah. Luckily we had them in their prime.
Yeah, great back line, Phil. We'll move on to your 2 midfielders, your 6 and your 8. We'll go with your number 6 first, Phil, please.
So I'll go with Moussa Dembele. He's got to be in there for me. He was one of the best players, or one of the best midfielders I've seen at the club in my lifetime. Along with another player who I'm going to pick beside of him. But yeah, Dembele had everything. He was strong, just could hold off a player with ease. His passing, getting past players. He was just a brilliant midfielder. And if you asked a lot of the players that he played against, he was one of the worst, to play against as a midfielder. And he was just brilliant for me.
Yeah, even his teammates. You speak to anybody that played with him at Tottenham, even in training, they said, "Who's the one you do not look forward to come up against in training?" Dembele. They said you just couldn't get the ball off him.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely
fantastic.
A very fine player indeed. Yeah, great choice, Phil. And then rolling on to that, you was just going to mention it. Rolling on to your number 8, Phil. Your other.
Yeah. So my favourite player at Spurs, Luka Modric. Luka Modric is my favourite player ever at Spurs. He just had everything. Obviously went on to Real Madrid, unfortunately, and didn't stay at our club. But how can you blame him going to the best club in the world, and winning what he has won? He's such a brilliant player. We didn't when we signed him. He wasn't obviously world class then, but we made him into the player he was. I thought we improved him at Spurs, and he grew into the player that he is now. Obviously, he's declining a little bit because he's getting on a bit now. But
40 now, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still playing, but yeah, I don't know if they've given him a new deal, but he was brilliant for me. He's my best player at Spurs by a country mile.
Yeah, I mean, you only got to look what he's won.
Yeah,
Lord knows how many. Well, none with us, obviously, but like Lord knows how many Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, I mean, Modric just could dictate the game for you.
Yeah.
Every single game, he was the man in midfield. He would dictate play, and the likes of Xavi and Iniesta and them sort of players, they do exactly the same as that. And Modric is in that ilk for me. I think he was a Ballon d'Or winner as well. If I'm not,
yeah, he was. Yeah,
that's how good the player is.
Yeah, another fantastic choice, Phil. We'll move on to your three behind your striker now. We'll start off with your number 11, your left winger, Phil, please.
11. It's got to be Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale for me.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, it's got to be Gareth Bale. I mean, what he did, he wasn't obviously a great player at Southampton, but he was playing left back at the time, and Harry Redknapp got him to play left wing, got him into that position, and from then he just didn't look back. He was a fantastic player. His pace, he get past players with ease, free kicks, shooting from distance. He just had everything for me, and obviously, like Modric, he went on to Real Madrid and did what he did. Scoring in big games as well. Getting Real Madrid over the line in big games. Unfortunately, Modric and Bale didn't stay at the club, and that's what we need to change at the club. Really, is to keep the best players and add better players with them. Do you know what I mean? And that's our problem at the club. But if we had Bale and Modric still at the club now, it's endless what we could do. Really.
Yeah. The only thing you got to say about Gareth Bale is taxi for Mycon.
Oh yeah,
who was at the time one of the top, one of the top fullbacks.
Yeah,
he was, and Gareth Bale ripped him a new one.
Took the piss out of him. Absolutely.
Proper. Yeah, he did. Fantastic. Another great choice, Phil, that. So we'll move on to your number 10, Phil, your attacking midfielder. Yeah.
Yeah. I picked Raphael van der Vaart. At the time, I thought he's the only. Well, he's a few players that we've made a transfer to go for. That I thought, he's top quality. Do you know what I mean? There's not many that we've tried to buy that's top quality. And Raphael van der Vaart at the time, he wasn't. I wouldn't say he was world class, but he was just under that bracket. But what a player he was! I thought, he was brilliant from the Netherlands as well. I thought he was a top all round number 10 for me.
To be fair to him, in my opinion, it's only my opinion, he was just on the decline when he joined us.
Yeah.
But what a player!
He still had that quality though, didn't he, Mark? In games, he still could bring out some magic in games. He was just one of my favourite players.
Yeah, I mean, you never lose what you've got, but he was just coming over the top of the hill. Yeah,
he still had the technical ability, but maybe his engine was a little bit bit lower at that time. But he was a fantastic player, I thought.
Yeah. And just for shushing the Arsenal fans, he deserves to be it.
Yeah,
he'd love to go against Arsenal.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great choice again, Phil.
Yeah.
We'll move on to your right winger, your number 7, Phil, please.
Yeah, so this was a difficult one for me. I mean, you had the likes of Aaron Lennon, who could get past players with ease, with pace, but his end product was just a little bit short for me at times. Who else did we have on that right wing? Just trying to think now. It probably would be Aaron Lennon for me, but obviously his end product could have been a little bit better. But he could just affect the game on that right wing, and it's something we don't have really now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do like Tell, and I think he will be a good player at some point. But I think Aaron Lennon was something different on that wing. I thought he would just get past players with ease, and that's something we don't have.
Yeah, still got it now, man. I don't know if you watched
I've seen him in that charity game, the all-time game. Yeah, he's still got the pace now.
Yeah.
And he was a steal as well, because we bought him with, I believe he come in with Robinson.
Yeah, from Leeds.
When Leeds was going for all the financial things.
Yeah,
I think we got the pair of them for like £1 million each or so. Yeah,
I don't know if Rio Ferdinand was there when they were there as well. I'm pretty sure he was, but at the same time, but
possibly.
Yeah. But Aaron Lennon for me, he just had the pace. He just, he scored that goal against Chelsea that I remember as well. It was a brilliant goal. But yeah, I think I'm just trying to think of other right wingers now. But he was the one that stood out for me, Aaron Lennon, around my time anyway.
Just for the 4-4 at the Emirates.
Yeah.
the 4-4 goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant choice, Phil. So we've got one to go to make up your 11, Phil, and that would be your centre forward, please, sir.
Yeah. So there's so many to pick from here in my life.
I'll just interrupt. This is where people struggle.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many great strikers.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think now which is better out of the pick. But obviously you've got Robbie Keane, you've got Jermaine Defoe, you've got Berbatov, Harry Kane, obviously. But for me, out of them all, I think it's Berbatov. I think that just the way he played the game, his touch was unbelievable. And some of the goals he scored were goals that you thought, how did he do that?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Berbatov just had that skill in the brain. And yeah, I just thought he was a brilliant player. But Harry Kane is obviously all-time top goal scorer, but I just think Berbatov just had that bit of class.
Yeah,
his first touch, and the thing is, he never used to run about a lot.
He didn't have to, did he?
No. Well, it shows you how good he was. He didn't have to run about.
Yeah.
His first touch was incredible, crazy. There's only one player that you don't get in your team because you're not old enough. But like, there's only one player I've seen with a better touch than him. His control is just fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
And Sheringham was a bit like that. Obviously, his touch wasn't the same, but he had that football brain, just like Berbatov did. And I think it's an hard pick. I could have gone with two up front, with Berbatov and Bo or Berbatov Kane, but I just thought Berbatov he was my type of player. And obviously, everyone's got a different preference of what player they like, but I think Berbatov just had that class for me.
Brilliant, Phil. Great choices. So we're just going to ask you, do you want to change any of those players that are in your first 11? Because if you're happy, Mark will remove them and they will go in with all the rest of them.
So I'm trying to think of the right wingers that we had. I don't know if you could search for a couple, but I'm just trying to think at that time, because Lennon for me is the one maybe question mark. Any of the others, I would just stay with my picks, but just trying to think of the right wingers that we had.
The trouble is, Phil,
I can think of a left winger.
Yeah. The trouble is, Phil, when you get to our age, every day it's like a bit mixed, and so I could probably name a player, and he probably played 5 years before that.
Yeah.
Or you want in your lifetime. So
we're not allowed to encourage you. You feel
no.
You should have
This
done
is
your
your
due
choices.
diligence here and checked your right wingers out, shouldn't you? Do you know what?
I should have done my homework. Really, I should have done that. But I mean, the right winger, Lennon just stood out in my lifetime. He did at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, none of the others I would change. But yeah, Aaron Lennon. Maybe after the show, if I have a look, I will text you.
No. As soon as this gets removed in a minute, that's it.
Okay.
That's the rules, isn't it, Mark?
That is the rules, yeah. Unfortunately,
okay. So Lennon it is then.
I think it's a great pick, mate. Personally,
lock that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, lock it in, Mark. Go on.
There you go. It's done.
So he's gone. Yeah, it's all gone. That one's done. Brilliant. So, Phil, we just move on to now your 5 substitutes. So you just run through them one at a time, your reasons why, whatever you want to do. It's just name your 5, mate, and go with it. It's fine.
Okay. So Paul Robinson was going to be, obviously he was the 2 picks for goalkeeper, so he would be the goalkeeper for me. Because I just thought he was a solid keeper, and getting into the England squad at the time as well. He deserved it. So yeah, for me, I just thought he was solid. So he'd be my goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Second one, Phil?
Yeah, so it'd be Ledley King as the centre back. He has to be in the squad. He was going to be in my 11, but I just thought obviously the partnership between Toby and Jan, I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, he has to be in the squad.
He's not bad to come off the bench, though, is he? If Toby or Jan was injured.
Oh yeah, he's all right.
Yeah. I mean, you'd put up with him if Toby or Jan got injured. Oh, he's his replacement. Oh, Ledley King. Oh, that dude. Bring him on.
Why not, mate? Why not? It's fantastic, isn't it? The choice is unbelievable, isn't it, mate? Yeah. It is unbelievable.
We had so many good players.
There's too many, mate. There's too many, even to get into a 16-man squad.
Yeah.
Go on, Phil. Your third one. Your third sub.
This might surprise you a bit, but I'm going to go with Hector Davids. I know at the time he was going towards the end of his career a little bit, but I just thought he was a fantastic player, at Juventus. And when we signed him, I thought, how have we got him? He was a world class player at Juventus, and in that midfield, I thought he did a good job for us, at the time, and I think he was just my type of player in midfield, obviously Dembele and Modric was. So he would have to be my pick in the subs.
Yeah. Great choice again, mate.
Yeah.
Your fourth one, mate?
I'm going to go with 2 strikers. I'm going to go with Harry Kane, obviously the all-time top goal scorer. Hopefully he comes back to the club at some point, but we'll see. But yeah, he's got to be in there for me. Him and Berbatov was neck and neck whether I was going to pick him in the starting lineup. But yeah, he has to be in the squad at least.
Yeah, that's great.
And then
you got one more, mate.
And Jermaine Defoe. Robbie Keane obviously gets a mention, but Jermaine Defoe was one of the best finishers we had at the club, I thought, in my lifetime, and he could just, shoot from impossible angles, and he just had that knack of shifting it and hitting it in the bottom corner every single time. And I thought he was a brilliant striker.
Quick as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's brilliant, man. Brilliant striker. And he's a little bit pace.
Yeah, the way he used to move the ball at his feet and bang.
Yeah.
It was
like every single time though, it was like clockwork. It was just like, repetitive. He must have done that in training every single week, just shifting the ball and getting that little bit of space to hit it into the bottom corner. I thought,
and he just do it with us. He did it everywhere he went.
West Ham, he did it. Portsmouth, he did it. With Crouch.
Sunderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a fine striker.
Yeah, fantastic.
Phil, we've got your 11, we've got your substitute, so we have your squad, but there are 2 more questions that we need to ask you that we're asking everyone.
And you don't know these, do you?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
You don't know these questions. No one gets told these questions.
Go on, fire away. I'm looking forward to this.
The first one is, who would be the captain of your lifetime Spurs team?
I wish I'd left the king in there now. Wow. Wow. It would have to be Modric. It'd have to be Modric for me. I think he's the best player on the squad that I've picked. Yeah. Best player in my lifetime as well. So it would have to be him. All the players would look up to him. He's been a captain at Real Madrid as well. The best club in the world. So it would have to be Modric. But if I had to change a player around to be a captain, it would be Ledley King. But I just can't take Toby and Jan away. I just think they were a great partnership. But yeah,
that's fine.
King's vice captain.
King, go on. We'll have him as vice captain. He wasn't bad, was he?
No, he was all right.
That'll do to come off the bench. Brilliant. So one more question, Phil, and you probably know what it is. What is the manager of your Spurs lifetime? What? I should say, who is the manager of your Spurs lifetime? Not what, but sorry about that.
I'd say to pick a 2 in my lifetime, it'll be Harry Redknapp and Poch.
Mm-hmm. I knew that was what you were going to say. I knew that was the 2.
Harry Redknapp, I thought he was just a great man manager. You know what I mean? He just put arms around players, but I just saw the best football in my lifetime under Poch.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shade it with Poch, if I'm honest. I know he didn't win a trophy. Obviously, Redknapp didn't win a trophy with us, but I just saw the best football under Pochettino. Harry Redknapp obviously got us into the Champions League. That was a great season. He did wonders for us. The players loved him, but I just thought Poch's got unfinished business at this club. I think if we do it right, I think we can get trophies with him.
Yeah, both of those managers.
If we had that I've just picked, along with some really good players on the bench, I don't see why we can't go for the title. In my eyes, but
and
that's something you missed about it.
Yeah, and both of those managers you've just mentioned, they brought the whole club together. The fans,
the
players. When both of those, I've never felt so more connected with the club when both of those were in charge.
Spot on, mate. Spot on. The players loved the managers as well. Both of them. Do you know what I mean? They played for them.
Yeah, the fans love the manager as well.
Yeah,
and it was just felt like a family.
Yeah,
when both of those were in charge.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Well, chaps, been brilliant. That's all I can say. Another fantastic edition. Thank you so much to Phil Coys for being with us today.
Thanks, lad.
For pressing the buttons, filling in the old team map there. Brilliant stuff. This has been another. Sorry, excuse me. I keep burping. Another edition of the best Spurs 11 of our lifetime. Phil, once again, thanks very much. We'll see
Thank
you all
you.
again soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Thanks for having me. Come on, you Spurs. Come on.